Alright, what's up everyone? This is NinjaDeathStrike bringing you another Pokemon TCGO battle. I was gonna put up a tutorial tonight. A couple of you guys have asked for another tutorial featuring a new deck and a look at how that works. So I was gonna do that, but then TCGO decided to be broken. So instead I'm pulling out a video I already had backed up. Go ahead and do narration here and we'll get to the tutorial later. So still using Thunder Zone. This is a bit more of a conventional match. No Durant, so I'm actually going to get to play with the cards instead of just discarding them all. But I mulligan the first turn, which seems to happen a lot with this deck. And then I draw 5 basics on my next hand, so that's cool. Got a lot of choice with starters here. I do choose to lead Cleffa. A little bit risky. It could get taken out right away, but I don't want to have to pay to retreat her up. So I'm just going to start with her and hope she doesn't get knocked out right away. Play down a Thundurus, and that's going to be it. There's no reason to play down those other 3 right now. Better to just keep them in my hand, see what my opponent's playing, and then decide who's going to be useful and who wasn't. So actually win the coin flip, and there's 2 Pikachu. So chance I'm facing basic yellow here. I cross my fingers that I'm not. And the one Pikachu I don't think comes with any of the decks, so maybe this is a real deck. I wasn't sure. Turns out it is, which is great. It actually turns out to be a decent match, but, you know, I'm always worried that I'm going to get paired with basic yellow when I play expert games. So I also start with a first turn collector, which is amazing. It means I get to set up my bench, and I get to take a moment to browse my deck. Check to see what's prized. Looks like I've got everything I'm going to need here. I've got a couple of Magnezones, plenty of Electrics, so I'm not going to be bothered by having important cards prized this match. And now I am going to go ahead and play all of those other basics. So that's another reason not to lead with all of the basics you can play right away. You never know what you're going to draw into with the top deck. So I ended up, top decking that collector. I think I top decked it, and then if I had played all 3 of those other basics, there wouldn't have been any room for the stuff that I want down there. So this is an okay hand. I have a draw supporter with N, so I'm just going to choose to retreat Cleffa back and go ahead and charge up a Thundurus. So I use charge on this turn. That lets me search my deck for a lightning energy and attach it to Thundurus, and if I can draw into an energy next turn, I'll be able to hit a turn 2 Disaster Bolt with a fairly set up bench. I mean, nothing's evolved yet, but it's all there, so this is looking really strong. My opponent has a collector as well, and thankfully I see that he has real cards. So I'm actually going to be playing somewhat of a mirror match here. Both of these decks are electric, both are centered on using Electric's ability to charge up attackers, but he chose to go with Pikachu while I'm going with Magnezone. Since I see this is all electric, my Tornaduses are not going to be useful at all. I can just fodder those out for Sage or Junk Arm or whatever. Not going to be much point to play them down though. I draw a rare candy here, not going to help me since I don't have any of my evolutions. So I'm just going to go ahead and end. It will give him 6 cards, but that's okay. I really need to get something going, and unfortunately, I don't get a whole lot of anything. Pecom with nothing to trade, and then I do get a catcher, so I'm going to choose to take a prize on one of the Dynamos, I believe, because... nope. Okay, good. Oh, I thought I was going to pull out that Thundurus for a minute. That wouldn't have been very smart. I want to take out a Dynamo just to kind of slow down his energy acceleration, especially since I didn't get an Electric into play this turn. I really don't want him to be able to get 2 next turn, potentially. So I'm going to take one of those out just to slow him down a little bit. Nothing on his board can attack next turn. Well, I guess that one Pikachu could. It had an energy, but I'm not too threatened. Nothing can take a prize next turn, I suppose is what I should have said. So he does evolve into Raichu. That's the Heart Gold Soul Silver one, which is a really good one. It does 100 damage for 2 lightning, I think, and then, 100 for 2, which is amazing. Then you just have to discard them, but, with Electric in play, that's not a big deal, and it has a free retreat cost, so That Raichu is a really good card, and works pretty well, obviously, in this deck. So he doesn't have enough energy to Thunderbolt here, but he goes for Iron Tail and flips 3 heads. So he almost knocks me out by flipping 4 heads in a row. Thank God he didn't. But I top deck an Electric, which is fantastic. And looking at this thing's HP, I can't kill it with Disaster Bolt. I can't quite do enough damage to it. So I need to think about what I want to do here. I could Junk Arm for a catcher if I wanted to, but instead I'm going to decide to just go into Cleffa, Eek for a new hand, hopefully get into a supporter and complete my setup. I could have taken another prize here, even knocked out his second Dynamo, but I opted instead to go with some more setup. You know, this hand didn't really have anywhere to go. I had no way to help myself out unless I top decked a supporter, so I figured better just to go into Cleffa. I don't care if she gets taken out now, and he doesn't really have too much setup on his side of the field, so I felt okay about taking a turn there to help myself out, and I end up with 2 Magnezones, Magneton. Unfortunately, no rare candy. I do have a chance to get into something better with that Oak, and I think that's what my plan is going to be this next turn. He can knock out Cleffa here. If he's got a catcher, he could potentially knock out something else, but he's got quite a few targets. He has to be worried about a Magnezone coming down. He could try to stop my energy acceleration. I don't quite remember what he does here. He attaches an energy to Thundurus. I guess because he figures he can Iron Tail me to death, which is kind of risky. There's a 50% chance that Iron Tail is going to do nothing. And there you go. It did nothing. And then I get another amazing top deck, pull my rare candy, so I get a Magnezone Prime, and that is going to be awesome because now I can use Magnetic Pull. I can draw my hand to 6 once per turn, so it's going to let me get through my deck a lot quicker, hopefully get set up. So here I get 2 Pecoms and no Pokemon, so I still can't get my second Electric into play. That's going to hamper me a bit, but I at least have the one. I can go ahead and charge up Magnezone. I really don't want to have to bring Magnezone in just yet, though, because it's way too early in the game to start using Lost Burn. I prefer to attack with either Thundurus or Zekrom in the early game and then bring Magnezone in to clean things up, because anytime you play with Magnezone, you need to be very, very aware of 2 things. How many cards are left in your deck and how many energy you have left, because Magnezone burns off that energy very quickly. So here I can't take a prize, and I don't really see the point in hitting this Raichu for 80 when I have a lot of things that can knock it out in one hit. I'd rather keep things going, so I'm just going to retreat out once again, go into Cleffa, and Eek once more, and still don't get a whole lot. No way to get into Electric still. And just going kind of slow. I see the discards and Electros there. I guess he played it just because why not, but really these decks don't need them. I guess I could see one as like a late game cleaner since you already have the stage 1s in there, but whatever. I don't play any in mine, so he's going to dual wall. He picks up another Dynamo, and so now on his next turn he's got the potential to get 2 Electrics up, and the fact that I don't have my second one yet is really starting to hurt me. I did get a Thundurus, that'll give me another attacker, but Thundurus is not going to be ideal here. Usually what I do is I want to use Thundurus in the very early game to take 1 or 2 prizes quickly. Then I like to switch over usually to Zekrom in mid game and finally clean up with Magnezone. So I probably won't be needing that second Thundurus. I only play 2 just to try to keep 1 from getting prized. But I do have that collector, so there's an option to get Zekrom next turn if I want him, which will be nice. He's going to promote Raichu again. I guess he's willing to take the chance on Iron Tail. And nope. Okay, he retreats back, goes into Thundurus, and just decides to take out Cleffa with a Disaster Bolt, which I think is the right play. Like I said, there's a 50% chance that Iron Tail does nothing, and please don't play that tornado, that Thunderous. Okay, good. Yeah, like I said, Thunderous isn't going to do me a whole lot of good. He can't hit enough things quick enough to take prizes now. He's just there for a cheap prize at the beginning. Zekrum's a much better choice, so good for me. I make the right play. I get Zekrom instead, and I'm going to go ahead and put him down now. And I guess I'm going to drop Thunderous too. I hope I don't. Okay, good. Alright, good job, Ninja. Hold that card. Don't need it. I can put him down if Zekrum's in danger of getting knocked out. I can go ahead and drop that other Thunderous just for, an attacker as a placeholder until I get Magnezone ready to go. But I'm really missing the second Electric right now. I don't get it again, and I just have to settle for a Disaster Bolt on his Tornadus, and that's not going to take a prize. So kind of a wasted turn, but I didn't have another option. Like I said, way too early to bring Magnezone in. It's not going to be able to do a whole lot yet. I mean, I could take a prize, but then I'd probably be revenge killed, or get stuck active without a way to get him out of the active zone. And once he gets knocked out, I'd lose all of my draw support. So just settle for the Disaster Bolt here. I'm kind of resigned to the fact that Thunderous is going to go down, and I just need to get something going. So he gets the second Electric up now before me, and now I'm in a little bit of trouble. I mean, I'm not losing by any means, but I'm not comfortable with my position because I really need a way to get these energies going quicker. A lot of my mid to late game attackers are very energy intensive, and just adding one extra energy per turn is not going to cut it in the long run. So he's going to attempt to deny me a prize here. He retreats that Tornadus back to the bench, promotes a Pikachu, which obviously means he's got another Raichu, attaches a Lightning, and I think he can still attach another Lightning as well. I'm not sure if he's got one in his discard pile, though. And here comes Raichu Prime. So, oh, nope, not Raichu Prime. A little bit ahead of myself. We're just going to get another regular Raichu. So I don't know why he didn't just go into the one before that. I guess it didn't have the energy on it. Anyhow, whatever. He attacks with Raichu and kills me. So I make a mistake here. I promote Zekrom. I should have obviously promoted Dynamo because free retreat is free. So luckily I have that switch in my hand. I can get Zekrom onto the bench, and then I can still retreat since playing a switch doesn't count as a retreat. So I can get Zekrom onto the bench, attach an energy with Dynamotor, and then attach an energy with regular energy. And now I'm going to play that Thunderous, I guess, because really the only thing he can do to knock that Thunderous out in one hit is a Raichu Prime, and at this point I haven't seen one yet. So I'm under the impression that he probably doesn't even play any. So I feel like it's okay to play Thunderous because it's a 2-hit KO for everything on his side of the field. So that'll be alright. I'm going to catch her up an Eelektross here, though. Again, shut off some of his acceleration, and before I retreat, I'm just going to go ahead and Magnetic Draw into 5 cards. That's why I played the Junk Arm first, to get the Guaranteed Catcher. Gets cards out of my hand, lets Magnetic Draw, pull more cards for me in, for me, and so now I've got a fully charged Zekrom. And I'm back in control, I feel like, because I'm going to be able to hurt his energy supply and put a big attacker in front of him. Unfortunately, Bolt Strike does do 40 damage to me. That's going to mean that one of his Raichus is free to come in and revenge kill me with 100 damage Thunderbolt. If I had Evilite, well, I have Evilite. If Evilite freaking worked, I would definitely play at least one in this deck, probably 2, just because I really do rely on these big basic attackers for the whole first half of the game usually. So Anyhow, if I had an Evilite, he wouldn't be able to revenge me so easily here, but since it doesn't work, I can't play it, and that leaves me open for a revenge kill. And he's going to choose to use his other EelChu here. Now he's going to P-Calm, which is a little odd. He trades away one of his other electrics when he's got a Dynamo on the bench, and I believe he grabs a EelChu Prime here. I know it's coming eventually. I keep expecting it to show up, and then it's not that turn yet, but I think this is the turn it finally shows up. That's going to cause a bit of a problem because EelChu Prime can hit for 120. That means that he can one-hit KO Thunderous, so I cannot bring Thunderous in unless Thunderous can get a kill, because otherwise it's just going to be falling behind in the prize race. Since I won't take a kill, he can go into EelChu Prime and take a one-shot kill. So yeah, here comes EelChu Prime. I'm still not sure if that's... Well, okay, I guess he had a Juniper, so trading away that electric is fine because he figured he's got a pretty good shot of drawing back into it this turn. Then he plays a Great Ball. I guess that's an okay card, but he doesn't have any Pokemon, so that sucks for him. And he already attached his energy, I believe. So I guess he's going to think about exactly who he wants to attack with here. Decides to go with the regular EelChu, which is definitely the right play because he does not want to get EelChu Prime knocked out. And I misplay again. Again, I should have promoted Dynamo first, and it makes me sad that I did this twice in the same match, especially after I always tell you guys promote your free retreat first. So anytime you have a free retreater, promote that first. Don't promote something with a retreat cost because you can always retreat into it later. So here, I've got that Super Rod. I can get my Zekrom back if I want to, and I believe I'm going to do that in a turn or two. I thought I did it here, but I guess not. I'm just going to attach energy to these electrics because I'm planning a Lost Burn here. And Lost Burn, I can pull energy from anywhere, so there's no reason really to put them anywhere else. I'm just going to Lost Zone them this turn anyhow. So still, in the end, that little misplay didn't hurt me too much because Magnezone is so big that even EelChu Prime is not going to be able to knock it out unless it has a double plus power. So it will be okay in there, but I don't know. I still think I should have gone into Dynamo first, but too late now. I am going to catch her. I decide to take out his other electric. That's an okay choice. EelChu Prime also would have been a good choice since it's the only thing that can OHKO Tornadus. That would have made Tornadus a lot stronger. And I magnetic pool here for a collector, so that's nice. I can get my Zekrom right back after I shuffled it into the deck with Super Rod. Now I can go ahead and put it on the bench, and next turn I will be able to charge it up in one turn. So now I'm going to Lost Burn for 100, take out his last energy accelerator. I suspect that he probably has another electric in his hand just because his deck is so small and that Juniper let him draw so much of it. And then the Great Ball didn't find anything. That means he's probably already got it in his hand. So I don't know. I'm not sure about that decision to take out electric. I think EelChu Prime probably would have been the better choice, but it was not necessarily a bad choice, maybe just not the best one. Anyhow, he plays a Sage, which is a little bit risky looking at how thin his deck is. I check it here. All right, he's got 9 cards. That's not too bad. Since we're at 3 prizes, that's okay. The match will probably be over before he has the time to deck out, but like I said, always be aware of how many cards you have and how many prizes you need to take. Make sure that you can take all of your prizes before you run out of cards. So he did that. He was in the clear here. Just looked like he was a little lower than he was. So he's going to Junk Arm. I believe he gets a catcher here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, he gets a P-Calm. Okay, wow. So I guess he didn't get that electric. in all of that. That's really surprising. It must have been one of the last cards on his deck. So he becomes away a second Raichu Prime, grabs that electric, and now he's on his third one. I know I've killed four of those, or three of those lines. So this is his last one, his last shot at getting any extra energy attachments per turn, and he can put it onto Raichu Prime. So there, he's got a choice here. He can hit me for 100 with, well, maybe he can't. Actually, I don't think this active Raichu can attack. I don't remember if he's attached another energy this turn already. I guess he has, because he has to go into Raichu Prime here. And now he's going to play catcher, pull out one of my electrics, and take it out with whatever Raichu's attack is. Electric, bolt, something or other. So now, this is really good for me. I've been wanting to get this Raichu Prime out for a while. The loss of the electric does hurt a little bit, slows me down just a bit, but does provide an opportunity for me to revenge kill this Raichu. And once this Raichu Prime is gone, there's nothing he has that can Oko Thundurus. So that makes Thundurus useful again. And I'm just going to Oak here, see if I can maybe get into another electric. That would be nice. But he just concedes. So pretty sure this was my game. I wouldn't have conceded just yet. He did still have a chance to win, but I guess maybe he didn't. You know, I can't see his hand. I don't know his deck, but looked like he was still in it. I definitely had the advantage, but you know, whatever. So that's going to be the win. Like I said, I want to do another tutorial. I will probably profile electric decks. I'll give you guys, I'm thinking I'll do one that has two different builds, kind of a budget build, and then one that is closer to the one I'm playing. So I'll give you some ideas, showcase some of the cards that can work in those decks. Probably won't give you like an exact deck list. I don't really want to just give out a complete deck list, but I'll give you a skeleton and then go over some of the optional cards that you can choose to play in it. And that will probably be coming towards the end of the weekend. I have a Wi-Fi battle coming up tomorrow, hopefully, and then I'll be out of town for a bit on the weekend, so I might get the tutorial done either the end of the weekend or early next week. So hang tight, guys. I'll have that coming your way. I have some more matches backed up as well, so those will be up throughout the week. And yep, more coming your way shortly. Thanks, guys.